Now I'm going to show you how to properly decontaminate your equipment after you've performed skill evaluations. It's important to make sure that lungs are replaced for each student. You do not want to keep the same set of lungs in for every student, especially when you're using the simulated mannequins. There are different manufacturers and different kinds of mannequins with different types of lung systems. I realize that. But in our series, in our situation, we're going to actually replace the lung for every student. Not only do we want to be concerned about the lung and the airway, but we also want to be concerned about the surface of the mannequin. To clean that properly, we're going to use a solution of 1 part bleach to 10 parts water. And we have that mixed up in our spray bottle here. We're going to take our cloths, and we want to use a disposable cloth. And we're going to spray down our cloth really well. Get a good amount of the solution saturated on the cloth, so we're not spraying it all around the room. Notice I'm wearing gloves because I am using a bleach solution. The bleach can be very harmful to our skin, so I'm using the gloves for that. At this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and wipe down the mannequin. I'm going to wipe down the chest area because we get a lot of hands and things along the chest area of the mannequin. We're going to wipe that down really well. Notice that I'm still leaving it fairly damp. I'm using a lot of solution because I want to make sure to keep the mannequin damp and keep the mannequin wet for a period of time here. I'm going to go ahead and rub vigorously here around the face. Even though in our mannequin situation, the student isn't actually putting their face on the mannequin, I still want to decontaminate. I want to take away any chance of the student getting any kind of virus or transmitting any kind of bacteria or germs. So I want to do my best job here to protect my students. So I'm going to rub vigorously here around the face and the eyes, the nose, and I'm going to rub this mannequin down around the chin area where any fingers may have touched from the student, around the neck area. And I'm going to rub this mannequin down very well. Again, I have a good amount of solution on here. The mannequin is still damp at the moment. Again, I'm rubbing vigorously on all surfaces, around the forehead area, especially where the hand has been, and I'm rubbing it down well. So now that I've done that, the mannequin is still fairly damp. I'm going to leave the mannequin damp. I want that mannequin to air dry for about 10 minutes. We need about 10 minutes to kill all the active viruses, germs, and any kind of bacteria that might be there. We want to make sure to just leave it, let it be in a good place where it will air dry, and then after it's done, we can actually pack the mannequin back into our containers or bags or whatever you may have for that. That's proper decontamination. Now, not only is it on the mannequin, but you want to think about other equipment you may have. Like, for example, if you're doing a pro CPR certification, you're going to be using a bag valve mask. When you use a bag valve mask, you want to make sure that the mask itself is done the same way. We would take and we would use a different cloth here. We're going to spray the cloth down really well. Now again, noting that yes, the student doesn't even ever touch this mask with their mouth. Again, I want to do everything I can to protect my students. So I'm going to go ahead and clean, especially inside around the seals. I'm going to clean it very, very well. I'm going to clean around the seal, the outside of the seal as well. I'm going to clean up here, everywhere around that mask that may have any potential germs at all on them. Notice I'm leaving the mask fairly damp and fairly wet. Again, I want that to air dry, and that's going to have that kill time that it needs, at least 10 minutes to kill all the germs in there. I can also do that around the surface of my bag here, where any hands may have touched. And I'm just doing everything here to take all the precautions to make sure that we don't spread any kind of germs at all. Although it's very rare for germs to spread with mannequins and the equipment, it's still the best practices that we want to follow to decontaminate everything in between each person's use.